Hey everyone, it's Casey. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting a new series called, the Underrated Book series. I don't know. It's where I'm going to talk about books that I think are so underrated that I think that more people need to read and to talk about. So I'll probably do this once a month-ish. I don't know. The book that I'm going to talk about in today's video is called The Age of Miracles by Karen Thompson Walker. I read this maybe like 4 or 5 years ago and loved it. This was a book that kind of everyone in my family read. It like circulated through our family. I think my mom read it first and then my brother and then I read it. So, and this is a book that I actually read when I lived in Kansas City. There's a really good independent bookstore there called Rainy Day Books, and they have a ton of book signings. And so Karen Thompson Walker came and did a book signing. So this copy that I have is personalized. So it's personalized to a little paragraph. So to give you a gist on this book, it takes place in like the not so distant future. It definitely is not like in some like crazy world where they have hoverboards and things. This definitely takes place in like a modern day world. Basically what happens is that they find that one day that the Earth's rotation starts to go off and that they're getting longer days and nights. And it starts off slow, like a minute. It'll be like a minute longer and then the night will be a minute longer. But it also talks about the repercussions of that, how gravity is affected, how crops start to fail, just like different people start to get ill because of the change in the rotation. So that's not what this book is about. It's not a science book. That's just happening in the background. And really this book is about a coming of age story. It's about a family and how like disasters can affect people. It follows a young girl. I forget exactly how old she is, like 13 or 14. And it follows her and her friends at school and her family. And it's really just like a coming of age story that's set in this time where there is a disaster going on, but one that can't be readily fixed, and one that's taking a long time. It's not like a tornado where tornadoes are over. Like this happens over several months, and it's about how they deal with it. And it's such a good book, and it's written so beautifully. This was her first book. She actually wrote it on the subway each day going into work. I believe she worked as an editor or like a book publisher. So she wrote it like each morning as she was going into work. And it's just beautiful. It's a story that really resonates with me, and it's one of those that you don't forget. I read this, like I said, like 4 or 5 years ago, and there's a part in this book about the grandfather, which I still remember to this day, and I still think about it maybe like once a month. Like I think about this book actively, especially after so many years. Like it's amazing that I still think about it. It has this really interesting like style of writing, I guess, that happens throughout this whole book, where it'll tell you like that was the last time they ever did this, or that was the last time they ever ate this. Like here's not a spoiler, but one of them that I really remember is, and that was the last time they ever ate pineapple, which I think is such an interesting take. I remember as I read it I didn't like it, but now I think it's so interesting because I think that really personalizes it, so you can, like, you as the reader can be like, oh my gosh, like they never ate pineapple again, like it's like real world things. It's affecting the common person. It's not like this disaster is only affecting the poorest of the poor or something. It's affecting every day. They're just they're like a middle class family that are affected by this. This is a great book if you kind of like the thought of dystopians, but you don't want it to be like the Hunger Games. You like that something is happening in the world and that it's a little bit different from ours, but you don't want it so drastically different, that there's like dragons or something going on. This would be a great book. It is so good. I cannot highly recommend this enough. It's definitely, like I said, it focuses on a young girl, but it's definitely adult fiction. So I really cannot highly recommend this book enough. It is so good, so wonderfully written. The story is so original, which is really hard, you know, to do in this day and age where like every story has been written. But I would definitely recommend this. If you've ever read it, let me know down below and we can talk about it. It's definitely a book I want to reread because, you know, it's been a while since I've read it. But the story like sticks with me so much. It's so good. So definitely check this book out. It is definitely underrated. If you've ever read it, let me know down in the comments. And as always, please subscribe and have a great day.